Sonic Tarot. I'm here with your May general reading and a few astrological notes on the craziness that we're all feeling these days. In addition to lockdowns, quarantines, and viruses, we also have some major political things going on and some fairly significant dynamics within our families and even deep down inside. We're all transforming and we're all just trying to keep up with the changes. But right now seems to be a time of really clearing out the past and letting things go, moving forward only when we're completely certain. And so we're getting a bit of support from the planets. I'm going to say support as opposed to challenging because, you know, it's all in perspective, right? But May's pretty intense in terms of its alignments and various happenings. So I'm just going to go through my list. It's taken me a few days to put this information together, and I am behind on these reports. As you can see, it's, you know, May the 4th. So, yeah, I'm going to just start with May 5th. So that's tomorrow in my world. Who knows when you're going to be reading this, but I'm sure it'll be helpful then as well. May 5th is the big lunar nodes are changing. So for the last 18 months or so, we've been dealing with, 18 months, we've been dealing with Cancer and Capricorn, the Cancer-Capricorn cycle. And so one of the interesting things that I found when I did the research was that when the lunar nodes are in Cancer and Capricorn, it tends to herald important points in history. And ironically enough, just at the tail end of Cancer and Capricorn, the last time that it happened, we were gifted with 9/11. So a couple of months ahead of this switch up, well, I don't need to tell you where we're at. So thankfully, we're going to be moving into the Gemini-Sagittarius cycle of the lunar nodes, which is a much lighter energy. Capricorn and Cancer, you know, these are, you know, the themes around both of those signs. With Cancer, it's very much around family and your intimate, closest home-type relationships with your mother, and so on. In Capricorn, it's about your work-life balance. And Capricorn is very disciplined and not about fun at all. So we're flipping out of that archetype and into the Gemini-Sagittarius one. But before we can truly enjoy those dynamics, like I said, later in the fall, we have Venus going retrograde. So there's purpose in that. And Venus is in retrograde from May 13th until June 25th. But just like Mercury retrograde, we have shadow periods in front and at the tail end. So really we're not clear of this Venus retrograde cycle until about July 29th. This particular Venus retrograde will be very testing to all of our closest relationships, severe in some cases, and that coincides with when Venus is square Neptune. So that happened on May 3rd, so that was yesterday, and it'll be happening again on the 20th, and then again July 27th. So these are points where it brings a lot of tension, and there's a lot of questioning as to what's real and what's imagined. So things also like mental health crises can also occur during these times. And, you know, Venus retrograde only does this once every year and a half to 2 years. So the last time that we went through this, it was in Scorpio in 2018. And that was all about death, rebirth, and transformation. So this time around, in terms of the global aspect of things, the kinds of dynamics that can occur during this time are things like civil war, because freedom of expression, the Gemini aspect of freedom of speech and expression, the themes tend to be pushed way up front. The other thing that's happening is May 16th to the 20th is when our sun is in alignment with Alcyon, which is the galactic center. So at this time, for about 4 days, we're going to get blasted with a whole bunch of divine feminine energy, which is great, but it can also bring a bit of chaos. And in the mix with everything else, it's definitely a time to stay alert. Continuing with our theme of Gemini, May 22nd, we have a new moon in Gemini. And this is going to be sort of our, if I were to make any plans to do anything, of course, within reason, within our current circumstances, May 22nd would definitely be the day. It's going to be the day when we're going to be feeling a little lighter and probably a little bit more motivated, maybe not as consumed by the fear energies that have been swirling around us all for the last couple of months. But I do want to also caution you that we are also coming into the eclipse cycles. So June 5th, we're going to be dealing with an eclipse that has some very, very severe aspects to it. So watch out for being impulsive, losing control of your temper, and also there is the danger of war. And if you do live in an area where earthquakes are common, you may want to take extra precautions around the first week of June. So that's about all that I have for now, but I hope you enjoy your readings, and I'll be back with more this month. Thanks again for joining me. Hey Aries, how you doing? Welcome to your May monthly reading, general. Let's see what's happening for Aries for the month of May. So sorry they're late, folks. It's been a very, very, very busy time settling in, finally having a place to set up shop, so to speak, and absolutely delighted to be back and recording videos. So what do the cards have to say for Aries for the month of May? They're hopping. Okay. All right, Aries. Let's see what's happening. The Four of Cups with the Chariot. I don't do reversals. Chariot and moving forward is your obstacle. Manifestation is in your past. The Moon. Somebody's been hit by the Moon. It's got to be an Aries somewhere who was feeling the energies. Might have caused some tension. You're moving like lightning now, super fast, and you've got some people on the defense in your environment. Ooh, yeah, lots of wands this month, fiery month for Aries. So, let's see here. Okay, so Aries, we've got the Four of Cups first on the block. So there may be something that you're not seeing that's in front of you. Could be some sort of a gift. Could be some sort of opportunity that is literally being handed to you. But for whatever reason, you're not seeing it. So, and of course, this has you feeling a little stalled out because you want to move forward, but you're not really quite sure how. So foundation is that you're definitely being you with the Emperor. That's the Aries card. So you're feeling empowered, fired up by all of the wands that I'm seeing here. And, you know, maybe you had your projects going, you're going at a pretty good click. But it's like you have to pass through the threshold of something else before you can continue to move forward. So, or there may have been something revealed to you in the light of the moon that's caused you to get a little bit upset. There could have been, or there could be some coming, some sharp words between you and someone else. You are the Eight of Wands, so, you know, you're flying like an Aries and doing your thing, making contact. I think you're reaching out to a lot of people right now. But people are kind of, you know, they're kind of holding boundaries. And they're just like, it's kind of like, not yet. I'm not ready yet. The people around you are not ready. And you really don't want to take on this next bit of work all on your shoulders, as, you know, that happens a lot to you. So I think you can expect a bit of conflict this month with the people that you're working with. So let's just get some clarifying cards and let's see what we can find out more about what it is you're not picking up on in your environment. Let's have some clarifying card on the Four of Cups. There we go. Some disappointment. So, you know, with the lockdown and so on, you know, you could be focused more on what you haven't been able to continue working on, as opposed to the new opportunities that are coming for you now. Let's just get another card on that. It's like, you know, I mean, it's not that the idea that you had prior to the lockdown was a bad one. It's just, it's changing. And so you have to kind of look for what the opportunities are now with the new set of circumstances. You know, or maybe it's a different way that you're doing the same idea. Let's see. Yeah, you know, there's a lot of balancing right now. Not 100% sure as to how to proceed, and that's okay. So let's see what we can get on the Chariot. Ooh, well, you know what? I'm going to take the one that's popped up. You haven't made a decision yet because you don't have all the information with the moon up there. So, yeah, it's, you know, it's like, I think you know, it's kind of like you were going at such a good click. Yeah, maybe getting a little bossy. I don't know. Maybe that's part of the problem. Maybe you need to move a little quick, or a little, not quicker, slower, so that the people around you can get caught up. And maybe you shouldn't feel so attached to a certain timeline because it's like there's no telling, and the people around you just aren't ready to move on things. So yeah, you're gonna have to go it alone for a bit. You may be dealing with a Virgo somewhere in the mix, and you know, or you could be just kind of gaining more wisdom into your situation. What were you manifesting? Yeah, definitely the quarantine. That's my quarantine card now. The quarantine has really kind of brought everything to a screeching halt. I think, you know, we could all say that. And what is it that, yeah, everything changed with all of this, but
Also, something else changed with the full moon, which was in the last 24 hours. It could have something to do with a Gemini or with a lover. What is it that... yeah, there could have been serious fallout with a lover, or you thought that a love relationship was going in one direction and now it's not. Maybe there were some harsh words, either with a love relationship or a business partnership of some sort, that's kind of brought out the shadow side, like, because the energy all around this full moon, I'm telling you, it was pretty irritating for a lot of people. Yeah, it's like, you really want to move forward, but Aries, I'm telling you, like, all the planets are retrograde right now. Nothing is happening for anybody. So, it's not as if you're going to miss the opportunity or be behind everybody else. It really is just the circumstances, and you're going to have to be, I know, dirty word, patience, Aries, patience. Yeah, you still have work to do. You're still perfecting your craft. You're still working on your communication. It's and your self-sufficiency, being able to stand on your own and figuring it out. Depending on yourself. As good as you are in a team. Yeah, temperance. It's all about patience right now. Aries, patience. Patience, patience, patience. It really is. So, just keep focusing on the things that you are. Just, stop making the deadline for it. It's still evolving. Yeah, if you alienate the people around you, Aries, they're not gonna tell you everything. They're gonna keep secrets from you. Because they're gonna find you unreasonable. And if they find you unreasonable, they're just gonna say, forget it. I'm not gonna tell her anymore. Yeah, death. Or a Scorpio somewhere in your environment. So, or the people that you're dealing with, are highly intuitive. The entire situation is transforming. This whole situation around you is in a state of death and rebirth. And there are messages, but they're not coming as quickly as you would like them to. And it's not going to be a lot of messages. It's just going to be like one or two. It's, yeah. All right. So, in terms of you doing it, you know what? You have the strengths to do, like if there's things that have to be done right now for this thing, then, you've got the strength to do this. You could also be dealing with a Leo. Who you're either hoping is going to come on board with you, or, it's like, or you're actually finding the Leo intimidating. You're afraid that the Leo's going to walk away because there's just way too much work. That's kind of what I'm getting at out of these cards. So let's get some clarification on the Five of Wands. What's the purpose around this conflict, if there is any? Yeah, it's everybody's got to learn from this situation. It really needs to marinate. People need to get an idea of what the new landscape is. And somebody is not being honest. Okay? You're not getting the full scoop. Somebody's not being honest. That's the Seven of Swords. Somebody's not being honest about love. But ultimately, in whatever scenario you're looking at, it looks like you're coming into some success. You just have to be patient. Patience, Aries, patience. You just have to be patient. So let's get the hidden energies around this. Yeah. Look at that. Ace of Wands. It's going to be great, you know, but it's going to take time. The planets are in retrograde for a reason, you know. It's time to really examine what it is we're doing and feel really certain about it. So I'm going to take one of these Oracle of E cards to finish her up for this month. Please stay tuned for more videos. Now that I'm set up, I'm going to be uploading as often as I possibly can. So I'll have various kinds of readings. And look at this. Psst. Let's see here. Can we get, yeah. Psst. Hey, you. So somebody is trying to get your attention. You see this? Somebody's tapping you. It's like the divine is sending you somebody and you don't see them. You're too fixated on your conflicts, and I think you may want to be right. I hate to say it, Aries, but you know, when you're not in your good place, it's all about being right. But everything is beautiful. Everything is beautiful for you. You're just kind of doubting things because of the things that are passing. You know, whatever is dying right now, you know, is, you know, has to die so that you can start fresh on the new jazz. So be sure you're not holding on to anything, or that you're not too attached about how something should go. And allow the people around you the time that they need to assimilate your ideas. You know, because it's not that they're bad ideas. You're manifesting, you know, really well. It's just they're not ready. So have patience, and these things shall come to you. All right? And if you're interested in a private reading, just pop on over to Bonico Tarot on Facebook and send me a message, and I'll be happy to set something up with you. All right? Take care.